Hello, a pleasant day to each and everyone. I am Giovanni Nibla and I welcome you all to my video presentation. In this video, I am going to talk about the story, The Song of Roland. Basically, I will give my interpretation or my analysis on this story. And as part of my analysis, I will be answering 4 questions based on the story. Okay, the first question is, what makes the Song of Roland a significant contribution to the world? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Song of Roland is a significant contribution to world literature because it is the first work of French literature. It is an important work because it has been described as the most famous example of medieval chivalry, and as important to the development of European culture as the Odyssey or Beowulf. The story follows Roland, who is betrayed by Ganelon and dies in battle against the Saracens. Moreover, the Song of Roland is a significant contribution to world literature because it's the first time that a story about a battle was told in a literary work. This story is significant because it shows how important it is for the people. Moreover, the Song of Roland is a significant contribution to world literature because it helps shape the way that people view war. Roland, one of the Charlemagne's most trusted knights, is betrayed by Ganelon, who tells him that it is better for him and his men to die than fight against God. Ganelon says that if they do not fight, they would go to hell if they die in battle. This story is significant because it shows how cruel people can be when they are caught up in war and how easily they can be manipulated into doing things they would not normally do. If enough people read the story and learn from it, then maybe we will have a better understanding of why wars happen and how to avoid them happening again. The Song of Roland is significant in French literature because it is one of only 3 great epics written during its period, the other 2 being the Song of Roland itself and the Lay of Attila. It is also one of several important works in world literature. It has been translated into many languages throughout history and has been adapted into films and plays multiple times over the centuries since its creation, as well as being translated back into English and other languages multiple times throughout history as well. The second one is to give your 10 sentences summary of your understanding of the story, The Song of Roland. Well, The Song of Roland, the famous epic poem by the French poet Charles d'Orléans, written in circa 1370 to 1430, tells the story of a failed attempt to conquer the city of Charlemagne's paladins. The story takes its name from Roland, who lead the paladins in their quest for glory and honor. In the beginning, Roland is betrayed by Ganelon, a traitor who betrays him to Charlemagne. Ganelon also leads Oliver and Rinaldo into battle against Roland's men and kills many of them in the process. Roland then meets his death at Charlemagne's hands while trying to save his men from being captured by Charlemagne's army. The Song of Roland is a story about the betrayal of Ganelon and the death of Roland, King Charlemagne's nephew. Ganelon, who was in charge of protecting Charlemagne's army from an attack by the Saracens, betrayed the king and helped the Saracens to defeat Charlemagne's army. When this happened, Roland died in battle. This is an important work in French literature because it was one of the first to deal with military conflict in such a way that it makes readers think about their own response to war. It also has significant historical significance because it shows how people can be cruel even when they're defending their country from invaders. So that is my 10 sentences summary of the story, The Song of Roland. Next one is, who are the three important characters of the story, The Song of Roland? Well, the three important characters in the story, The Song of Roland, are Roland, second is Ganelon, third is Oliver. First, Roland. Roland is a hero in the story. He is loyal to his king, who he serves faithfully and courageously. He also stands up for what's right when it comes to fighting against evil, such as Ganelon and Oliver. Roland's role in the story shows that he was a good friend to Oliver and Ganelon as well. They all worked together on many occasions during their journey together through France's countryside until they met Arthur again at Camelot Castle, the castle King Arthur lives. In addition to being loyal to his countrymen, Roland also leads an army of Frenchmen against their enemies led by Charlemagne. The second important character in the story is Oliver. Oliver is a young nobleman from France who was a close friend of Roland. He is also the nephew of Charlemagne and son of Ganelon, who betrayed his father, King Agravian, to Charlemagne. The third one is Ganelon. Ganelon is a traitor who wants to overthrow Charlemagne. He is jealous of Roland, who was given the honor of carrying the standard into battle, and he says that he should have been given more land after the war. So those are the three important characters in the story, The Song of Roland. Next is, where does the story happen? Well, the setting of the story, The Song of Roland, is the Battle of Roncesvalles Pass, which took place on August 15, 778 in the Pyrenees Mountains between present-day France and Spain. Although the battle really took place, its depiction in the Song of Roland is heavily fictionalized. Next is the theme of the story, The Song of Roland. Well, according to my research, there are three following themes of the story, The Song of Roland. The first is religious belief. The story casts the military conflict in religious terms and vehemently presses a medieval Christian worldview. Roland is vividly portrayed and honored as a martyr for the Christian faith. Second is honor. Honor in keeping with the medieval context. Personal and national honor controls the character's choices throughout the poem. Even the traitor Ganelon accepts a dangerous mission because it would be shameful to refuse. Roland essentially dies because it would be shameful to send for help. And last is feudal duty. Closely connected to this theme of honor is the concept of feudal duty. This is a vassal's responsibility to his lords, such as the relationship between the barons and Charlemagne. In light of this value, Ganelon's behavior was particularly reprehensible and gruesomely punished. So those are the characters, the themes, and the setting of the story. Now, what are my comments on the story, The Song of Roland? Now, what are my comments on the story, The Song of Roland, is that and the story, this is a very nice story, and it can really be considered as a very significant story in the world literature. Well, in the story, I believe The Song of Roland is a heroic epic that depicts the tragic defeat of Roland, the courageous leader of Charlemagne's army. Within the epic, Roland is not depicted as a hero in every way. I believe that Roland's pride eventually becomes the root cause of his failure to himself and to others. It is this pride that Roland carries that sheds light upon the culture out of which the poem emerged. And this culture, during the late 700s, pride in one's religion is expected and upheld to great extents such as sacrifice. I believe that Roland knew that his stepfather would not go to King Marcelud and use that to his advantage to prove himself to Charlemagne, proving his pride for himself. And I also believe additional proof of Roland's pride that causes him to fail himself and the other crusaders is his hard-headedness to call for help when being attacked by Saracens. In the Song of Roland, Roland's biggest enemy is his stepfather Ganelon. Out of spite, Ganelon organizes forces led by the Saracens to detour Roland and separate him from Christian forces. Being the proud person he is, Roland refuses to sound the battle horn to call for help. His pride leads to a massacre of Charlemagne's army. Thus, throughout the story, the Song of Roland, pride seems to be a major theme. Roland is not the only one with extreme pride for what he believes in. Without pride for religion, I believe that there would not be a crusade, let alone the story of Roland. So those are my comments in the story, The Song of Roland. And this ends my video presentation, and thank you so much everyone for watching this video, and I hope that you learned something from this video. Thank you so much and God bless.